Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It was a pleasure meeting a lot of you at the summit, and hopefully next year I get a chance to meet a lot more of you. But when I wanted to do a training today and record the video, and which is part of the presentation that I did on Thursday at 10 a.m. So let's just get to it because there's a lot of good information that I know a lot of you couldn't attend because you were in other classes. So give me 1 second while I share my screen. Okay, here we go. So the training that I did on Thursday was regarding search to recommendation. So with AI and everybody's talking about AI, a lot of things change and it changed on a weekly basis. I've been in tech for a long time and honestly, sometimes I can't even keep up. And honestly, I don't want to at times because, I still got my work to do and I got friends and family and things I got to take care of. But that doesn't mean I don't spend time just to stay up with the tech. And that's what I recommend with each of you, even if it was 5 minutes that you can spend 10 minutes a day, you can spend. Trust me, it'll help you. And the reason I wanted to do this training is everything's changing for real estate agents. So besides your website, the old days, you would put in keywords and you buy Google ads and based on specific keywords. Well, that's not working as much no more. And then second of all, everybody gets excited or wants to create a Google listing and they have great intentions, but they never manage it. So the way AI is thinking, just think of AI as a person, oversees all the virtual businesses on the internet. Just think of it that way, okay, in a frame of mind. So you got one person that oversees all of these businesses, and as customers, the consumer goes online looking for a product or service, this AI says, which entity or business should I recommend? So when AI looks for data based on somebody's search requirements or somebody's in AI, Chat GPT, Claude, Perplexity, and they're asking a question, it goes out on the web and says, okay, let me see who has an answer to a question and who seems very credible. Okay, credibility is huge. AI is looking for people that are credible. Okay, and then first, so what it does at first, it goes through basically your Google listing. That is become the number one authority. So AI crawls Google AI, Google Search AI crawls all the different Google My Business listings and finds out does anybody have relevant answers to a question somebody just asked. If it does, it pulls them into search results. So Google My Business is super important. If you have one and you are not managing it, you need to start managing it or just shut it down. Because having a Google listing and not updating it regularly and treating it like a business, Google's going to say, hey, are you even in business? You opened up this listing 6 months ago or a year ago, you got excited, you got a review. You haven't replied to any of the reviews. And so why am I going to even send you any business? So if you have a Google My Business and you're wondering, I don't ever get any leads from it, well, look in the mirror because you're not updating it. Okay. And this is the brutal truth. You're not updating it. I have agents that manage their Google listing, and within 3 months, they've got 4 leads that they put into escrow. It works. The problem is we have to spend time. So the reason I'm doing this training is I need you to understand how everything's shifting. So I'm going to look away right here to my slide so I can explain it. Then I'm going to teach you and show you a GPT that I created that if you fill in the specific data that it asks, and literally it'll take you probably 3 or 4 minutes to update each one of your featured community sections on your select website, Snap website, select Snap, and you can get that updated. And now you have content to show that you are relevant. Okay, so from search to recommendation because visibility is not longer enough. It's what you do about it. Okay. So basically, what it means is 6 months ago, most of us knew about online marketing, still evolved around search rankings, which was, hey, search ranking. But now the rules are changing and they're changing really fast. So Google is not looking, we didn't leave search. What it did evolve Google results versus answers. In the old days, you have a list of answers, results, looking for this, and it shows you all of this list, and hopefully you're on page 1, 2, or 3, and you show up or you're in the top three. Now Google is going out there and says, okay, well, Bob just asked a question. Who out there has an answer to that question? Okay. So this isn't AI replacing Google. What it is, Google is becoming AI driven. And I just noticed earlier, I got an update from Google from Chrome, and it says, "Hey, AI is infused." Great, now it's in there. Okay, so the shift is from searching to asking to being recommended. Think about that. The shift. In the old days, people would search. Now they're asking. Get it? You use people. You search. I'm looking for this. I'm looking. Now, how do I? They're asking a question, and AI is going out there to be recommended. So for you, from searching, somebody's asking, and would it recommend you? Big shift, big shift. Okay. So most of you already know how consumers behave. Buyers and sellers are asking better questions. So, example, best neighborhood in Santa Clarita for families under 900,000. It's very getting a little bit specific. Best neighborhood, Santa Clarita, families 900K. Or top realtors for selling quickly in Valencia. People are typing that in and they're trying to see, okay, who pops up that has content that says they are a top realtor selling quickly in Valencia. Okay. Notice, if you notice at the bottom, it says, notice these aren't keyword searches. They're conversations. AI responds with curated answers, not like 10 links or 5 links to content. It provides the answer, and most of you have used chat, provides the answer, the relevant answer, with a hyperlink to where the answer came from. So is clicking dead, like pay-per-click and stuff? No. What it is if you do it strategically, you may get fewer clicks, but the intent of the person clicking is higher. Think about that. All of a sudden, you may be clicking all the way up to here. Excuse me. And now your click count is dropping, but the quality is intent is higher because those people have already asked questions. They've already been on Chat GPT. They've already been everywhere asking questions. Now the people that potentially contact you have a higher intent that they need somebody and want to use you. So have you noticed on the bottom, like all of these slides, there's key phrases or quotes. AI filters research phrase. AI filters the research phase. So you're meeting clients later, but more qualified. See? Okay. So keywords are not enough no more. From keywords to intent to context. The old way was homes for sale in Valencia. Now they're going, is Valencia a good place for first-time home buyers with kids? They're searching keywords still matter, but they're no longer the strategy. No more longer. AI cares about who you help, what you know, and how you can clearly explain it. So I know a lot of trainers have talked about hyperlocal. You need to become a hyperlocal realtor. You need to become hyperlocal in your niche market. Okay. And I know I talked to the realtors in my offices, and they're like, I sell anything in this county. I said, dude, you're not even an expert in your own city. So let's get real. Are you an expert in a specific area of town? And yes, and what type of buyer pool or clients are you working with? Well, I'm working for, first-time home buyers. Great. Well, then your niche market is that first-time home buyer within that price range, within this particular geographic area or neighborhood. That is your at the current. You can have multiple. Your primary is that's your bread and butter. So like it says, AI cares about who you help, what you know, and how clearly you explain it. It's all based on content. Google My Business is the best place to put it because you can put all your services in there and explain your services. The real battleground, like I said, we've been talking about hyperlocal. Hyperlocal authority wins. What that means is AI pulls from everywhere, not just your website. It uses Google reviews. One thing on Google, if you have a Google account, start getting reviews. You guys just finished the summit. Well, you know what? Every darn picture, excuse me, but every darn picture you took at the summit should be eventually over the next week or two uploaded into your Google profile, because that is content that Google is going to chew up and spit out, and it's going to love it. If you did any video, break them down into 15 to 20-second videos, very short, and then upload them, because it's going to enjoy that information. And then, of course, update your services. Update your services. Every service that you add in your Google profile, you can put up to 300 characters of a description. Make sure that it's answering a question to somebody's asking. Okay. So Google reviews, YouTube, local content. And that's for YouTube. If you're creating videos, I honestly would, if I was a realtor, which I'm not, I would honestly take that video, post it onto YouTube, add a title, add a description, and you can have almost, I think, 2,000 or 2,500 characters, which is almost a couple of pages worth of content on there, and then say, hey, for more information, visit me today or contact me at my website, and here's the address. You can put all that in Google. Then once, excuse me, on YouTube. Once you put all that video onto YouTube, then share that video onto Facebook, to LinkedIn, and wherever else you want to share it. This way you generate interest from YouTube. Okay. So the best realtors online isn't the one with the best website, is the one who shows up everywhere locally. So remember that it's the one that shows up. Now, does that mean you have to create an account for every single portal? No. Whichever portal you manage, and let's say hey, Bob, I only do Facebook and I have a Google My Business. Great. Then manage those two and be the best person that manages those two and provides hyper local content to show that you are the neighborhood expert. So if it's a subdivision going up, go out there, go out front in front of the subdivision. Say, hey guys, I'm over here at ABC Meadows, and this is a brand new subdivision. And then maybe next time you're in the area, say, hey, let's take a walk through to model ABC and give them a tour of that model to show that you're a local expert. And you're talking about if there's a new development, a business coming, new construction, anything that's happening in town, do that. Okay. Now, the brutal reality. AI doesn't show 10 options, shows three. You guys know that. When you search stuff, you only show specific results. So this is where you have to become the expert. You have to be the person that is the most authoritative, the one that's viewed by your friends and followers on social media as the expert, because you're always posting content. You're not just posting listings and just sold and listing and just sold. And like, oh my God, provide content. Hey, did you know that a buyer representation form just came into effect? And do you know what that means to you? If you want to learn more, contact me, Bob Patel. My phone number is right down below. Anything like that. So you're educating the public, and eventually they'll see you as an expert over others. Okay. AI is really ranking. What AI is really ranking? I should read that right. Trust signals. It's looking for whatever account you have on the web, and the content, is it trustworthy first? Like, sounds good. And then is it consistent? Not like, hey, yeah, I did a blog and I posted it on Reddit once. No, not once. Like it says here, AI prioritizes consistent local presence. You have to be consistent. Reviews, quality plus quantity. So people just giving you 5 stars is not helping you. If you can find a way that says, hey, Bob, I know, would you mind leaving me on a review, and maybe put in there that, hey, Bob was the best local realtor I can find, something like that. Because what happens is that review is gold for Google and for you. And in there it says, Bob was an excellent local realtor, or Bob is the best realtor in Visalia. Anything like that, and it becomes even more powerful. Expertise content. So when you're putting content, put it content. Talk about stuff. There's information that you have learned over the last 2 days that is mind-boggling. That is all content. things you learned, things you did. If you played games, I don't care what you did at the summit. Everything and every class you went to and every vendor you spoke to was content. So take this for next year. When you go to the when you excuse me 121, where I'm saying that when you go to the Select Summit next year, start doing 15 to 20-second videos. And do me a favor, interview every vendor. They may be like, oh my God, I got another agent asking me. It's okay. You're helping them, which is priceless. But at the same time, you got content showing the entire world that, hey, you network with some of the best businesses on the planet, and you're at an event 2 days learning and getting education so you can better help them. Trust me, it's going to help you. So, like it says at the bottom, AI is trying to answer one question: who should I trust? And it's going to trust the one that is everywhere and has consistent local presence. Okay. So in the old days, before and after, let's cover that. In the old days, rank on Google, drive traffic, capture leads. Not no more. Now it's be recommended, build authority everywhere, and be chosen before contact. I mean, before they even contact you, as clients are searching, AI is already looking at you and says, wow, very consistent, manages his website, manages his Google listing, has a review Facebook, puts relevant content based on what I can see, and you are no longer competing for clicks, you're competing for credibility. Big difference. So, where realtors should focus. First, 4 pillars of AI visibility you should know. Hyperlocal content, we talked about that. And I mentioned neighborhood videos, local market breakdowns, live-in guides. You have an entire marketing department, for God's sake. Guys, people use them. They can create some amazing stuff. But there's no reason that you can't just go like I'm doing right now with your phone, put it in record mode, and go Facebook Live and talk about a neighborhood for 15 seconds to 20 seconds or a minute. It doesn't matter. Talk about it. Do that. Break the market down. I think most MLSs have MLS data. Pull that once a month. Say, hey guys, I want to give you the latest market update for Visalia, California. Let's get to it. Here we go. And you give that data out. Okay. Hyperlocal content, reviews and reputation. We talked about that. Reviews are king, no matter how you look at it. And whatever platforms you have, you need to get reviews to those platforms. So if you have an Instagram, if it offers a review, do it. Facebook business page has an option for reviews. Make sure you get those. And let me silence my phone. Figured that that would happen at the wrong time. Um, Give me 1 second here. Okay, silence. Okay, second of all, consistency across platforms. So basically, whatever you're doing, make sure it's consistent. Okay. So if you're posting, you're doing updating your bios, you're adding content, you got to be consistent. Google, I'm telling you guys, I'm telling you, you don't, I swear to God, I hope you listen. Google will give you all the business you want once it figures out you're trustworthy and you're consistent. Right now, most of you are not getting it because guess what? You're not doing nothing on Google. And you can get so much leads. You could potentially get 6 leads a year by just managing your Google listing and spending maybe 5 or 10 minutes 3 times a week. Is that ridiculous or what? And most of you would rather not do that and pay for leads, which I don't understand. But oh well. So consistency. And the fourth one is AI assisted content creation. Use AI, use it. Don't use it word for word, but use it to help you create content. And so you're not spending hours, you're spending 5 minutes or 2 minutes, and then go read it and says, that doesn't sound right. Let me rephrase this part. Let me rephrase this. Let me adjust this. And heck, there it is. Sounds like me. Okay. Practical exams. We're going to go through this in a little bit. AI connects the dots. You just have to leave the right trail. That is super huge. You just gotta leave a trail for AI to find you. And that is where these pillars come in 1 through 4. Okay. So the opportunity most realtors haven't adjusted yet. Okay. They haven't. That's but the shift is happening faster than agents realize. Remember in the old days, whoever adopted social media took a huge lead. Now it's whoever adopts AI wins. So the faster you adopt it, the better. And if you're not going to do it, then hey, you do things, everything the way you do, and you're not going to get leads through AI. Okay. Your new role now is you are no longer a realtor. So stop thinking yourself as a realtor and start thinking of yourself as a local authority. Okay. A content creator and a trusted signal AI can't ignore. When I was at the seminar doing my training, I told a lot of the agents, I said, do you realize that how many people probably still has my phone number from the old days, but I used to manage Best Buy. And I would give everybody my phone number. Say, if you have any questions, call me. 6, 7 years later, even like 3 years later, and this is 14 years ago, somebody said, hey, Bob, I had your phone number in there. Are you still at Best Buy? I'm like, no, I left. Oh, I was looking at buying a new TV. Okay, this is what I would recommend. I was the chairperson for the Alzheimer Association. And guess what? Everybody in town, if they come across somebody that says, oh, yeah, need help with my mom or dad, they got Alzheimer, where can I get information? The first thing they would say is call Bob. I would get so many phone calls. I'm like, I am so sorry, but who are you and who sent you to me? Because I don't want to be disrespectful. And they would tell me, says, well, I was talking to so and so about my parents, and they said to call you for advice. And then I would route them in the right direction. But that's where you need to be. If somebody bought a home for you a couple of years ago and says, man, we need to fix that fence, well, call Bob. Or something goes wrong, your plumbing's fixed or your faucets aren't working. And they're like, oh, we need to call a plumber. Why do you need to call a plumber? Call Bob. You know somebody. That's where you got to get to. I'm telling you, that is how you're going to win. And that's where your referral business comes in. Okay. So the opportunity, like it says, we already covered that part. I don't know why I went backwards. Your new role, of course, we said local authority, AI content creator, trusted signals. Okay, so how do you start? And I'm sorry if my slides were back and forth. I'm kind of weird how that happened. But so searches change. Either in the old days, they would go homes for sale in Valencia. Users relied on key phrases. New searches, best neighborhood for families near Santa Clarita. AI gives direct answers. So your community page, which is on your Snap website, needs to have clear insights. Okay, you have a community page. I'm going to teach you how to do this. Okay, so you have to start by optimizing your website. Okay, so today's lesson is focusing on the community pages. Then I'm going to do a second video, probably Monday or Tuesday, on how to update all the SEO tags that your website has. So why the website? Because your website serves as a digital storefront. Remember, I told you earlier, if you have a website, AI and every other machine out there is looking to say, oh, you haven't updated this in 6 months. Oh, you haven't updated this in a year. I guess you're still not in business. It'll stop coming. It'll stop coming to you to visit your website, to update it, or to check to see if there's fresh content. Okay, so you got to keep it updated regularly. Your website is no longer for people, it's also for AI. AI tools use your content to understand who you help, where you work, what your expertise you have. Okay. So before your website help people find you, now your website helps AI recommend you. And whoever AI recommends wins the lead. Think about that. Before the website help people find you, and they would just go around, blah, 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 and look around and maybe go to 50 other websites. Now, when they're searching through AI, your website is helping AI recommend you. So you come back as a result with the answer to somebody's question with a link to your profile. Okay. Community pages we talked about. A community page and why they're important, because community page is a website page that is focused on a specific neighborhood, city, or local area. So that's what we're talking about. Hyperlocal. It says, hey, I specialize in this specific area, in this specific niche market. That's where your community page comes in. So when AI crawls in and says, whoa, Bob is an expert. And the Snap website is amazing because it has those categories. What do you love? Things to do, dining, entertainment, schools. So when you finish adding information in there, AI says, wow, this has got information that I need to absorb. So the next time somebody's looking for or asking a question about this particular area, I know who to recommend. Okay. So why do they matter? Because they drive local traffic. Okay. Builds trust. Community pages, the insights build trust, shows you're a local expert, and also strong community pages convert visitors. Okay. Why does this matter to you? Because AI may reference your community page, helping your site appear earlier in the buyer's journey. Local content builds trust, like we just said, showing real market knowledge. Credibility can create more buyer conversations, stronger long-term lead generation. It all gonna work because they found the information through you. Okay, so one of the biggest mistakes agents make is many agents focus on active listings. And there's nothing wrong with posting on social media. I got a listing, got a listing, got a listing, got a sold. The problem is that listing, when it expires, sells, or disappears, you can only talk about it, can't talk about it no more. The content stops working. That listing sold. If you put a link to that listing on your website and it's sold, your website's not going to show a sold listing. Community pages keep attracting buyers and sellers year round by answering local questions, building trust, and staying useful. There's a huge difference. So we are going to go, what you have to do, we're going to go to an action plan. Update your community page, which I'm going to show you how to do today. Add useful local sections, what to love, local lifestyle, dining, entertainment, shopping, things to do, and schools. Guess what? Your website, when you create a featured community section page, it has those sections. All you gotta do is fill in the blanks. Amazing, huh? Update each page monthly. I'm going to show you how to do that. And somebody was asking me at the training group, how do I update it monthly? Well, if you have Chat GPT, you're going to create one GPT. You're going to create one chat with the GPT I created, and I'm going to walk you through it. And you're going to say, you're going to fill it out. And what you're going to rename that chat. There's a little icon, and I'll show you where it is. You rename it. Let's say Northwest by Sale, and you pin it. Next week, you come back, say, hey, regarding this community page, is there any updates? Enter. And let it tell you there's some updates, there's a new restaurant or whatever it is. And it's as simple as changing a paragraph, adding something else, okay? Not hard to do. And then make sure you share it. Okay, so this is what it is. Just take a screenshot. I'm going to show you the link and where it is, but just, the left one takes you right to the GPT, and this one just takes you to additional resources. Just take a picture later, and then I'll show you how it is. So let me get right to the nitty gritty. This community GPT, I am going to go to that. Now, what you can do is I'm going to get out of here. You can go to bipin.ai, just like this, bipin.ai/GPT. bipin.ai/GPT. Okay. When you do that, it's going to land you here. Okay, great. There's a whole bunch of these I'm working on. We're not going to cover all of them. I know you guys are probably on your own. You'll end up in left field, but we're going to focus on this one. This is the GPT, and ignore Century 21. I need to update it because Caldwell Banker, you can use it. Anybody that is within the Select system can use it. You just got to tell it which brand you are particular with Select. So this is designed to create SEO optimized community pages, focusing and high performing marketing content, including social posts, video scripts, and campaigns. This GPT took me a while. Once we got onboarded and I took a look at the website, I'm like, oh my God. So I spent pretty much all weekend writing this out. And I'm like, why am I going to physically think about doing all the work myself when I can take 2 or 3 hours, write a GPT, and I'm going to show you how easy it is. I made it for you, and it'll create the content. Now, all you have to do is once you create that community page, you need to share it on every platform that you have or you have access to, forums, LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok, I don't care, Facebook. You share that URL. Hey guys, I just created a brand new community page for Northwest Visalia. Check it out. If you know anybody looking to buy and sell in that neighborhood, contact me today. And paste that URL, put it out. And what happens is, even if somebody doesn't click on it, AI and Google will index that website, find that post, find that link, follow it to your website, read all that content, catalog it for you without you even thinking about it. So it truly does help. So we're going to go to this one right here. Boom. And here we go. Personal community writer. Okay. All you're going to do is you are going to hit create full marketing package for a community. Boom. And it's going to ask you, says, okay, before I can do anything, let me have your name, license number, broker name, office location, follow the list 1 through 8. Once you do that, it'll give you the community description, what to love about the area, local lifestyle, dining, entertainment, things to do, and school. It'll give you all that information. You got to give this. So easiest way to do this, and I'm going to do it on my own website. So I'm just going to go Bob Patel, my license number, and I'm making this up. I don't have a license number. Century 21, select real estate, comma, office location. I am in Visalia, California. My email address, Patel, wait, Bob.Patel at C21 select group.com. Phone number, 100. Okay, then it asks for name of the community. So I'm going to go Northwest Visalia. And it says, do you have name of the community, plus also do you have a primary and secondary niche market? Now remember, most of you says, well, I just sell everything. No, you have a niche market. So I am gonna put in move up buyers, because Northwest Visalia is a little high end. So people might be moving up, or they could be luxury homes. I'm gonna tell you, that is my 2. Oh, also, and retirees, because that's a great area too. Retirees. So you got to figure out what is your niche market. Before this training gets done, I'm going to show you a GPT that I created that'll rattle your brain. But by the time you get done and answer the questions it asks you, you will know what your niche market is. Okay. But let's get to this one. So you got it. This information I put in, here we go. And I put it in here. All you're going to do is hit the up arrow and send a prompt. That's it. You're going to hang tight. I set it in a mode for thinking. What that means is take your time. Don't give me a straight answer. Think about what I'm asking you and take your time. So if you notice this, searching Visalia Mall, Vintage Press, Facebook, Elderwood, it seems like the things a variety of parks and cultural spots to cover. Places like the Fox Theater, Rawhide, Mooney Grove, River Park. These are all places in town. I might want to search more about that and give you a thorough answer. So it's going through all of this. Why are you popular? Okay, searching Tulare County. Okay, for a full package, I'll start a community page. And it's thinking, and it's like, okay, I didn't want to do just a regular stuff. I don't know why that keeps popping up. Okay, so we're gonna keep going. Boom. Okay, gave me pictures. Wasn't asking for pictures, but that's okay. Northwest Visalia community page. Preferred by Bob. Brokerage, blah, blah, blah. Suggested SEO title, Northwest Visalia Homes for Sale, Move Up Buyers. And it's thinking this is going to be for a website page. Yes, it is. But the difference on the select side is a little bit different. So I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. It's giving you information, established parks, Bob Patel Adventures with Bob Patel, select real estate. Give me some. So now this is the nitty gritty. I am from 1 through 7. Remember, you had 7 categories. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What that is if I go here, I'm going to go back home. We're going to start from the beginning. This is where you sign in. You land right here. Okay. You on the left side are going to go to my website. Currently, most of you have it set to where you have office communities. And what that means is if I go to Bob, this in here if their default are office communities. There, that's what they are. And typically you'll have one paragraph. Okay, so what we are going to do is like, I need personal. I don't only have these. Okay, I don't have those. I already did these, but I'm going to redo it. I have personal communities, not the office ones, because office ones are city related. I'm talking about a specific area. That's my niche market. Okay, so this is going to be Northwest Visalia. I'm going to search and I'm going to put in Northwest Visalia and give it a second. And you see it popped up right here. I'm going to select it and then locate it on the map. Boom. Then, knowing the area, I know that Northwest Visalia is this area right here, that area. I'm going to call it a featured community because that's what I want. I want it to show up. Then it says, okay, for Northwest Visalia, what kind of property types? Well, there's multifamily, industrial, commercial, investment land, because that's not what I'm dealing with. Model home, there's model homes there, single family residence, freestanding, no boat, no farm, residential lease, commercial, no. Condos, there's some mobile homes, yes. Income property, yes. And manufactured park, yes. That's what it is. Okay. Then it says, hey, if you want to use a background image, use this. So let me go down and save this to show you what it's going to look like. Save. And I'm hoping it switches it on the website. This was the office communities. And I am going to switch. See, now it's here. Because I switched from office communities to my personal, it's going to take it from scratch, from brand new. So now we got to start. Like, okay, now I got to do the homework. Yes, you do. So this is the one we saved. We're going to hit the pencil mark to open it back up. And we did have Northwest Visalia. So here it says if you want a background image, it needs to be 1200 by 800. So you go into Canva. We're going to start new. And we're going to create new, custom size, 1200 by 800 high. Create. Okay, so this is the size. So we are going to label it community page images. Okay, that sounds images. There you go. So now we need an image. So I already saved one earlier. I dragged it onto my computer and I drag it here, Northwest Visalia. And then of course on this side, I could see it uploading. So once it uploads, I can remove this and drag this over and figure out where I want it. Okay, that's how I want it. This is 1200, that's what it's asking me for. So then I am going to share, download this image. There it is. I am going to come back here, select the image, add the image. There it is. Now, if I save this, I just want to show you. So far, okay, it's saved. I'm going to refresh the screen and see there's that little picture right there. It's changed. If I click on it, this is the picture in the background. Okay, I need to find a better quality picture, but I just want to show it for training. It says welcome to Northwest Visalia. There's no other content there. And I'm going to show you how simple this is. You're going to go back and edit this. And of course, I'm going to go back to your map and we're going to, here's the description. Most people would have died. They had to fill out this information. Now, remember the GPT that we use is right here. So we need Northwest Visalia. And we are going to copy that in there. If you notice, Visit Visalia is a link. This is a link to the Visit Visalia site. Fresno Yosemite National Airport versus International Airport. Again, it did it twice. I'm not going to change it right now because I'm going to submit it, let Google index it. And maybe a week later or 2 weeks later, I'm going to go back and make a few changes, change a paragraph, and then Google will see I updated it. Change another paragraph a couple of weeks later, Google will see I updated it. Go to another community and make some changes. Google will see, or add an extra link. Google will see I made changes, come back and visit the website again. Okay, so what to love, got it? Right here, what to love. So I'm going to take this information, copy that. There we go. See, by say city park link, local lifestyle. We're going to go to that one. There you go. We're going to copy here. We're going to go to dining, entertainment, and shopping. So dining, it separates it, but that's okay. We're going to copy dining. I'm going to go in here, dining. And then at the end, we're going to hit enter and enter again so I can create that little paragraph space. And then I'm going to copy entertainment. Because they have, on the website is just one. There we go. And then add a little space. Everything looks good. Here's links to Fox Theater, to shopping. If I say them all, perfect. It's creating all the links for you. Phenomenal, huh? Guess what? You don't have to create the links, but it sure looks very authoritative to Google. Now we are in things to do. Copy, and we are going to things to do. And look, all the links. If we're talking about Explore Downtown, there's a link to Explore Downtown, link to the city, link to the park, link to the Fox Theater. And then lastly, we're going to go to schools. We're going to go here and add the school information right here. And we are going to go back to schools here. And it added the links to all the different schools from in that area. And what else do we have? This GPT says conversion call to action. Thinking about buying and selling in Northwest Florida, moving to larger homes, searching luxury property applying. I can help you compare neighborhoods, evaluate home features, and make a confident move. Okay, let me do that because I don't need my license number. They're already on my website, for God's sake. So I'm going to hit enter, come back here and add that little piece as a closing right there at the bottom. Looks kind of neat because it shows that it's closed it off. And then I'm going to hit save. Successfully saved. I'm going to come back to Visalia right here and I'm going to refresh it. There it is. Look at that. Looks so freaking beautiful. All of these. Look at this. Great. Things to do. See, all the links are there. All there. The links all work. Google and they will all see that. So now you have a community page. Welcome to Visalia, Northwest Visalia, and look at all this information. Technically, I talk a lot, but think about how long it literally took to do that. Now, the catch, what I did is a bonus. It says, look at the bottom here. Would you like 7 social media posts for Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, or all three? Once you choose the platform, I'll generate 7 platform optimized posts, then 7 short video/reel scripts, and 1 to 2 emails. Check this out. This is phenomenal. It took me a while, but it's phenomenal. So what it's going to do is going to create, let's say I only put Facebook. It's going to create 7 posts based on this description, 1 post about what to love, 1 post about local lifestyle, 1 post about dining, 1 post about entertainment and shopping, 1 post about things to do, and 1 post about schools. It'll create it for you. So just for training, I'm just going to put Facebook. Or you know what, just for fun, and let me put LinkedIn because LinkedIn is very popular. So I am going to hit, once you create, there you go, enter. So now watch what it does. 7 Facebook posts and LinkedIn posts for Northwest Visalia personal community series. So Facebook post, Northwest looking is 1, 2, 3, 4. Now remember, community overview, what to love, local lifestyle, dining nearby, talking about entertainment, talking about things to do. It says theater explore, things to do. Schools, many home buyers, schools are important. Talking about schools. Okay. So basically, if you're going to post, let's say, and I'll get to the rest, don't worry. This first section, you copy it right here. Copy. you go to your, yeah, I better open one over here before I get all confused. Facebook, and I'm going to create a post, and I'm going to paste. Northwest Visalia Community Series, post 1 of 7, community overview for Northwest Visalia. I mean, you could rephrase it, but look, the cool thing about it is GPT, because remember at the beginning it asked you for your name, your license number. That is why I did that. I wanted you to give the information up front. And so now every post you create, it's going to have your information. So you're technically legally compliant because you're telling them who you are, what brokerage you work for. Here's my license number. Boom. And it created short tags for you. All you have to do is check in at an image and you're done. Now, remember, when you do that, think about it. How long would it take you to post 7 posts? If you're using Canva, the Century 21 Canva that's paid, you can schedule these posts out. Did you know that? If you didn't know that, I'm gonna show you real quick. I am gonna create a new, and we're gonna go Facebook. If I can type Facebook post. Okay, I need a picture. So we already uploaded a picture earlier. I'm gonna drag that here. Let's say I am gonna go share, and I hope to God my account's created. Facebook, open. It's a post. Here's the caption. See, here's the caption. Here's the post. If you notice, ba ba ba, and I added the image, post directly from mobile or schedule a post later. I can decide I want this one to go out Saturday at 10 a.m. Next, and schedule the post. Then you have post number 2, post number 3. You could decide that when you're scheduling these, I'm going to add another one because I need another image. And maybe by the time you get done, you have 7 images. You already found the right images for each of those posts. Well, when you go to share and to Facebook, you could tell it, I want page 1. The next time when you do it again, I want page 2, which is the second page. And I got to put in the content, fill it in, just like here. So when you go to page content 2, you go, oh, where is post number 2? Oh, here it is. Copy. Canva. No, not that one. Here. There it is. See what to love about the community. And if I see more, here's all the information on what to love about the community. And you schedule post 2, and you do the same thing for post 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Post later. And by the time you get done, this could literally take you 30 minutes. You've scheduled posts for the entire month. And you've updated your community page. And literally not 30 minutes. I could do it in 10 once you have the images. But that is a lot of time saving than what you would normally do. So this is how you update the community. Now let's get back to this chat. So here's all the Facebook posts, 5, 7 things to do, and schools. Then if we go down, LinkedIn, 7 posts for LinkedIn based on each of those categories. You just got to find the right image. It's going to save you so much time. Please understand. The kicker is a lot of you guys like video. So guess what it asks you next? Would you like me to generate 7 short video/real scripts next for Northwest Visalia? You're like, absolutely. Or whatever. Yes, if you want. But I'm like, great. Give me that. Because I'm spending probably 10 minutes doing this and I'm going to get content. So here you go. For community overview, it says the hook. Look for more space and Company in Visalia, Northwest Visalia may be the exact place. What should I highlight? Well, Northwest Visalia offers an established residential feel. So that's giving you a key highlights. It's saying visual, what should you do visually? Where should you be standing? On text, screen text, Northwest Visalia comfort, call to action. If Northwest Visalia is in your radar, let's talk about the home and neighborhood that fits you next. And here's a voiceover script. Short. You may decide, I'll just read the script. I'm not worried about the rest. And here's the second one. Hey, what do buyers love about Northwest? Well, it starts with lifestyle. And look, script 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay. Then it says, we're not done yet. Would you like me to create an email campaign? Pretty cool, huh? Okay. And it says, yes, please. That's how I talk to my chat GPT. I haven't named it yet, but we'll worry about that later. So it says email campaign lifestyle 1. Pick a subject line. Great. And here's the discover. Here's the recipient. I don't know. I've never seen that one before, but let me see if it text sends it to me. I don't doubt it. .com. Send. Sent as early. Sent as Gmail. Hmm. That's a new one for me. I've never seen that. There must have been a huge update that happened. Let me check my Gmail real quick and see if I got an email. Holy Moses. So check this out. I sent that email, and here it is. Unbelievable. I've never thought that happen. It's probably because I'm signed in to ChatGPT with my Gmail account. So the Gmail account that I signed in with, created my profile with, is the email it used to send. But did you notice how fast it sent it? I just hit send and it was already in my inbox. So from here, you can actually send it, open in mail, or just copy and paste it yourself. That is phenomenal. Holy Moses. I didn't know you could do that. I'm going to see how fast this, okay, there it is. Let me see how fast the second one, discover. The next one should be conversate, ready to buy. Send, add at least one valid email. Well, I would, but you're supposed to, where do I add it? Open mail, Gmail. Oh, never mind. We'll worry about that later. Maybe it's just an update that they're working on. So now you got your emails. You got 2 emails that'll generate for you based on this entire GPT. And you have a primary call to action and secondary. So this is what this GPT creates. Let's ignore the email part for now. I think it's a new update because I never saw it. So it's going to create the content for your community page. It's going to create 7 social media posts on each category for you. You just got to share it. And if you have Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn, then tell it all of them. It'll create it for all of them. So that means you have content, and then it'll create the scripts if you want them. But I'm hoping that it helps because trust me, having a community page that you create and now somebody lands, and then what you want to do is you want to take this community page, copy that link, share it all over social media so it creates interest from AI and Google. Hopefully that helps. If you guys have more questions or if there's any specific GPT that you want me to create that can help every one of our select agents, let me know. I'd be happy to do it. And next week, like I said, I'm going to create another video and show you a custom GPT that I created that'll test your brain to help you figure out what your ideal niche market is. You guys have a great weekend. I hope this training helped. Bye now. Da, da, da.